everybody, and welcome back to Fandom Fight. I am your host, Kaleb Koho. I am joined tonight by the one and only Commissioner Tim Smith as we talk about a brand new crop of competitors coming tonight, a debuting players match between Adonis Nazario and Brian Michaels. Tim, how do you feel about this match?
Yeah, like you said, it is a good feel to get the heading for the new crop to see how they go in their fandom careers, and this will be the start for two people with Adonis and Brian Michaels, who we know both of these already. We've tested one of them. One of them is one of our main movie writer over at WarZone, so it ought to be pretty interesting to see how both of these guys do.
Absolutely. Well, I think that'll be enough hype for us. We'll see what they have to say right now in promos.
Hey everybody, I'm glad to be making my debut here in fandom. Been doing a pretty good job, feel pretty confident over in Movie WarZone, but I know I have some definite weak areas over here. So I dip my toe in, see if maybe I can at least get one win in. But I don't know much about Adonis. For all I know, he's an expert at this stuff, so it's going to be a tough match.
When you last saw my client, he was plucked literally out of nowhere for a short notice match, getting the opportunity to partner with someone who he had just been watching as a fan long before that, getting an opportunity to face the Fandom Fight champion in a tag team match. Since then, we've had weeks, we've had months to get this man sharp, to prove that the performance he put on in that debut was just a matter of short notice, the bright lights all getting to him at once. He has prepared for this moment. We have prepared for Brian Michaels, who is a quality competitor, but Adonis is a hungry competitor, and you don't want to mess with someone who's hungry. Right, Adonis?
Pretty much. Last time I was here, I didn't have a good showing, and it wasn't the lights, and it wasn't not knowing my stuff. It was just my hubris and my arrogance. I just figured I could come in with what I had in my back pocket and perform, not knowing who the opponents were, just jumped in. That's not going to happen today. It's nothing personal. I know Brian knows his stuff, and, I just hate that it has to be him, but I have to make an example out of somebody. And, I got nothing but respect for the dude. And like I said, it's not trying to be a heel or trying to be a good guy. This is straight up. I don't like to lose. And I don't like that people thought I was all hype and I was a mistake. So unfortunately, it's your head I got to put on the spike, bro.
All right. Both of them keeping it kind of short and sweet. Adonis kind of talking about how now he's going to prove why he was partnered with Jen. Brian, talking about WarZone and how he feels not as confident here. Maybe it's a fake facade to psych out Adonis. Who knows? What are your thoughts on this one, Tim, before we get into the proper introductions?
Yeah, I think both of them are taking it slow in the waters of fandom. Nazario coming in with a new attitude than we saw when he was in here with their team match. Brian taking it nice and slow. And trust me, you don't want to get in front of somebody who's hungry, because I will stab a motherfucker in a buffet line. But,
All right. Nice words from our nice commissioner as we get into our proper introductions. Introducing first, representing Movie WarZone and making his Fandom Fight singles debut, is Brian Michaels. And his opponent, also making Fandom Fight singles debut, representing House Nightfury. He is nasty Adonis Nazario.
It's funny how your role model gets outdated becomes.
All right, gentlemen, round one works like this. This is our standard whiteboard round. You're each going to get 10 questions, 1 point apiece from 10 individual categories. You will have 3 repeats throughout the entirety of the match, and a challenge rule if you feel a question was worded poorly or is just straight up wrong. If you get the challenge correct, you will get to keep it. If you get it wrong, you'll lose it. If you get all 10 questions right, you will get a bonus question issued specifically to you. Any questions?
None at all.
None here.
All right, then we'll jump right into it with our first question, which comes from the realm of Pixar. Your first question is thus: what is the name of the undead trickster who helps Miguel on his journey to find Ernesto de la Cruz in Coco? Coco, a beautiful movie.
So I've heard. I still have to watch it on Netflix. It's on there, but fun side fact for the answer of this is one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite video games.
3. Interesting. 2.
Yeah.
1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
I went with the only undead trickster I know. That would be Kaleb.
Unfortunately, incorrect. We'll go to Adonis.
Julio?
That is also incorrect. Looking for Hector. All right. Tim, you want to give him the next question?
Gladly. In the realm of MCU, guys, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who does Coulson assume the Destroyer belongs to when it first arrives on Earth to kill Thor in Thor? One of my favorite characters. I love Phil Coulson in the MCU.
Absolutely. Phil Coulson, a classic MCU character from the moment he stepped on screen.
Mm-hmm. He was that glue that it needed for that underneath glue.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Adonis.
The Warriors 3?
That is incorrect. We'll go over to Brian.
Tony Stark?
That is correct for a point. All right, Brian is on the board. Your third question comes in the category of DC. Movies outside the DCEU. What member of the Watchmen's real name is Dan Driver? Sounds like a nerd.
All right, you little hipster, you beady. Don't be calling nobody nerds now.
You're right. You're right. Who am I to call someone a nerd when I run the Geeks of Division? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
Just a guess. The comedian?
That is incorrect. We'll go over to Adonis.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that is unfortunately incorrect. We're looking for Night Owl. Night Owl. You were on the right track.
Very close.
It's all right, Adonis. You got this. Just breathe. You got this.
Nah, it's all good, man. No, it's the game, man.
All right. Yep, your next question comes in the realm of Star Wars. What system of planets houses the New Republic and is destroyed by Starkiller Base in The Force Awakens? Why you would advertise this for your enemy to blow you up in one shot? Hey guys, we're right here. Boom!
I mean, they did it in the prequels, right? I don't know. I have no defense.
Not really.
I got no defense for this. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Adonis.
The Hosnian system.
That is correct, and he is on the board. Brian.
I did not have it.
Ooh. All right, we are tied 1 apiece as we get to our next question, which comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. Name one of the 2 composers credited with the score for Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I was hyped for this
Age of
movie.
Ultron should have been called the Week of Ultron.
Yeah. I was more hyped for it for James Spader from Stargate fame, and yeah, underhyped.
I guess you're correct. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
Was one of them Danny Elfman?
Danny Elfman was one of them. We'll go over to Adonis.
Hans Zimmer.
That is incorrect. Looking for either Danny Elfman or Brian Tyler.
Oh, Hans Zimmer did the Avenger. All right,
gentlemen, your next question comes in DreamWorks. And your question: Steve Martin and Martin Short cameoed in what 2D DreamWorks animated film?
DreamWorks, one of the new categories out of this season.
Yeah. And these 2 actors, favorites when they did skits together on SNL.
It's true. That's very true. 5,
I'm old.
4. You are.
I'm older.
Can you repeat the question?
That will be Adonis's first repeat.
All right, your question in DreamWorks. Steve Martin and Martin Short cameo in what 2D DreamWorks animated film? On the hosting desk, I am the oldest, so shut up, Brian.
I believe House of Nightfury, the head of House of Nightfury, the biggest proponent for DreamWorks, as I remember, when we were pushing forward.
Essentially because of one franchise.
He didn't know you were going to put 2D in there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go ahead and start with Adonis.
I'll just guess Shrek.
That's incorrect. We'll go over to Brian.
Prince of Egypt.
It is the Prince of Egypt. That is correct. All right. Your next question comes in the new category of Rocky. Rocky. What real-life boxer cameos as himself in Rocky?
Great franchise. I forget who pushed for this, Caleb, but good addition.
I actually can't remember who brought it up as a potential category, but as soon as it was said, a lot of us got behind it. I being one of the people who was strongly behind it. I think it's a great franchise.
Oh yeah,
definitely has a fan.
Every movie has been great in it. Every movie has been great. Minus one, but it's still good.
I would say maybe 2 of them are pretty rough. 5, 6, 3.
They're still watchable for both.
Can you repeat the question?
All right, that'll be Adonis' second repeat, getting it in just under the radar. All right, in the category of Rocky, what real-life boxer cameos as himself in Rocky? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Brian.
Complete guess. George Foreman.
That's incorrect. We'll go over to Adonis.
Joe Frazier.
That is correct.
Nice.
Brings it back within 1. As gentlemen, your next question in the split up Disney live action. Who betrays Jack Sparrow and leaves him to be eaten by the Kraken in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest?
I absolutely love the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
Yes.
Really? As you all know. Love the series. I think it's great. It's a great trilogy, a bad 4th film, and a solid 5th installment. It's okay.
I love the first 3. Love the first 3.
I love the first 3 Pirates. It's so good.
I accept them all, Caleb.
Well, don't know how. 5, 4.
I'll give you the 4th one was bad, but I accept them.
1. Pens down. We'll go ahead and we'll start with Adonis.
Jeffrey Rush. I forgot the guy's name.
That's incorrect. We'll go over to Brian.
It was Elizabeth Swann.
That is correct. Elizabeth Swann is correct.
All right.
All right. Your penultimate question comes in the category of movie quote. What Star Trek character says the following quote? Yeah, well, I got nowhere else to go. The ex-wife took the whole damn planet in the divorce. That sounds like a Tim Smith quote.
Yeah. I think I gave you a quote, something like this before, long ago.
Maybe. I definitely don't remember if you did.
Except it was more expanded out, but I think you shortened it.
Maybe. 5, 4, 3.
When quotes were special before a regular category for them.
1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
I do not know. James T. Kirk.
That's incorrect. We'll go over to Adonis.
Doc.
Cannot accept Doc. We would have accepted Dr. McCoy or Bowen.
Yeah.
Needed the name. All right. Tim, you want to give them their final question of round 1?
All right, your final question, gentlemen, comes in Marvel. These are movies outside the MCU. And your question, who is the first mutant that Apocalypse recruits into his 4 horsemen in X-Men Apocalypse?
Nico has a very special relationship with this movie, I believe.
Yeah, it cost my girl Janine a win.
I think it costs a lot of hard-earned movie payers disappointment at the end, but yeah.
Very true. 5,
Yes.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
I'm not sure. It was between two. Was it Storm?
That is correct. And Adonis.
Storm.
That is correct. And at the end of round number 1, Brian has the lead up 5-3, but anything can happen as we get into round number 2, which is our wheel round, and works like this. You're each going to get a chance to spin from our lovely wheel, brought to us by WheelDecide.com. If you like the category you land on, you're going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can go to multiple choice, but it devalues the point down to being only worth 1. If you don't like the category you land on the first time, you can spin again, but you are stuck with whatever you land on the second time. Any questions?
Good.
All right, then I will bring up the wheel. And Brian, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or second?
I will go second.
All right, Adonis will be going first. Your categories on the wheel tonight are movie quotes, Rocky, MCU, Star Wars, Disney Animation, DreamWorks, Disney Live Action, and Worlds of DC. And your spin is away, and it lands on DreamWorks. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
Spin again.
All right. Adonis opting to spin again. He is stuck with whatever he lands on, and it lands on Worlds of DC. Tim, would you like to go ahead and give him his questions in the category of Worlds of DC?
With pleasure. All right. Adonis, your first question in Worlds of DC. What is the first thing that Zod transmits to Earth in Man of Steel?
The message that there's a Kryptonian living among them.
Brian, a chance for a 2-point steal.
I don't got it. Nope.
Okay, the correct answer we were looking for was "You Are Not Alone." Was the very first thing Zod
That quote.
Yes.
Well, I mean, isn't that mostly fall into a movie quote? Because this is an exact same.
Well, it is also the first thing of what he sends to Earth.
Okay.
Was "You Are Not Alone," and that's what we were asking for.
Okay.
All right, your second question: who narrates the beginning of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice?
Alfred.
Brian, a chance for another 2-point steal.
Shit.
I don't have that one either.
Correct answer we were looking for was Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne was the correct answer.
Almost.
Adonis,
Adonis, should have guessed.
take a breath. Take a breath. You got this.
All right, Adonis, your third question. You do have multiple choice. In Suicide Squad, who does the Joker kill after offering them Harley Quinn?
You want the actor's name or the character's name?
The character.
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, KG Beast, B, Monster T, C, Slipknot, or D, Firefly.
What is B?
That is correct for 1 point. All right, your penultimate question in the Worlds of DC. In Wonder Woman, we meet Samir, who wished to be what instead of a soldier?
An artist.
Brian, a chance for a 2-point steal.
I need to use a repeat, please.
Okay. The question: in Wonder Woman, we meet Samir, who wished to be what instead of a soldier?
A restaurateur. I don't know.
An
It's
actor.
a musician, right?
Yeah, it was an actor is what we were looking for. An actor.
Damn it.
All right, Adonis, your last question. Who plays Commissioner Gordon that we meet for the first time in Justice League?
J.K. Simmons.
Correct for 2 points.
All right, and at the end of Adonis's round 2, he's up to 6 over Brian's 5. And Brian, you're going to get a chance to spin the wheel right now. And your first spin lands on movie quotes. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
I will take it.
All right, I'll issue you your questions in movie quotes. And your first question is thus: what live-action Disney character says, "Do you fear death? Do you fear the dark abyss"?
Live action. Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. Clue, B. Royal Pain, C. Lord Cutler Beckett, or D. Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
That is correct for a point. Your second question: in what DreamWorks film would you hear the line, "You like jazz"?
Do you like jazz, Kelly?
Do you?
Let's go multiple choice again.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. Shrek the Third, B. B movie, C. Monsters vs. Aliens, or D. Puss in Boots.
Monsters vs. Aliens?
That is incorrect. Adonis, the chance for a 1-point steal.
I have the options again.
Your multiple choice options are A. Shrek the Third, B. B movie, C. Monsters vs. Aliens, or D. Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots.
That is also incorrect. Looking for B movie. B movie.
Never saw that.
All right, your third question in movie quotes. What DC hero says the following quote? "I hear everything. You wrote that the world doesn't need a savior, but every day I hear people crying for one."
What character says it?
Mm-hmm.
Superman.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, your fourth question. In what Rocky film would you hear Rocky say, "You can't learn anything when you're talking. That's a fact of life. As long as you're talking, you're not listening"?
Anything I say would be a guess, so just to keep him from getting 2 points, I'll go multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. Rocky 2, B. Rocky 5, C. Rocky Balboa, or D. Creed.
Rocky 5.
That's incorrect. Adonis, the chance for 1-point steal.
Creed.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, and your final question in movie quotes, Brian. What Star Wars spin-off character says, "There were a lot of explosions for two people blending in"?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A. K2SO, B. Tobias Beckett, C. Cassian Andor, or D. Kira.
K2SO.
That is correct for a point. And at the end of round number 2, Brian holds the lead with 9, Adonis trailing with 7. But anything can happen as we get into round number 3, which is the betting round. We're each going to give you a category. When you hear the category, you'll tell us how many points you like to bet between 0 and 2 points. If you get the question right, you get those points. If you get the question wrong, you lose those points. We go until someone is mathematically eliminated or the score reaches 0. Any questions?
Can we write it down, our bet?
Yep, write it down with your answer and your bet. All right, so the first category in which you can bet questions on is the MCU. How many points would you like to bet on the MCU?
It's from 1 to 3 or 0 to 2?
0 to 2.
0 to 2.
Alright.
You got this, buddy.
Appreciate it. Kind of a rough one.
It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Brian,
Yeah,
how many
it's-
points you betting?
I'm betting 1.
All right, Adonis, how many points you betting?
Dose.
All right, and your question in the MCU. What was the first MCU sequel outside of the Iron Man series to be released? MCU. Very broad franchise, according to Cain McMillan. There are 20 fucking movies.
With 47,
fucking movies?
with now apparently 48 Oscar nominations.
No, 50 is up to 50 Oscar nominees.
Don't tell
in
Cain
this
that.
movie.
Don't tell Cain that.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Brian.
Thor: The Dark World.
And Adonis.
Thor: Dark World.
That is correct. All right. Brian moves up to 10. Adonis is able to close the gap down to 9. Tim, what is the second category that they could bet points on?
All right, your second category is movie quotes. How many points will you bet on movie quotes? Now, I'll stop myself, Caleb, so you don't have to yell at me like Jim did in Malcolm.
You did. You also are the only person, I believe, in fandom who has said the question after saying the category, and that was in Me versus Ryan at the start of the series.
Yeah,
So,
I did it in fandom. Malcolm did it in fandom TV, so I feel your pain, bro.
all right, Brian, how many points are you betting on movie quotes?
It's going one again.
All right, and Adonis.
1.
All right, Tim, you want to give them their question in movie quotes?
All right, your movie quote question. What Middle-earth character says, "True courage is about knowing not when to take a life, but when to spare one"?
Pretty inspiring quote. Thought it was from somewhere completely different than fandom when I read it. Didn't realize that was a
Honestly,
movie.
honestly,
That sounds like a quote
You
said
can
by
see it.
somebody who doesn't know what to do with the body.
Oh, good lord.
All right,
let's go with the countdown, folks.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll go to Adonis.
Gandalf the Grey.
All right, and Brian.
Gandalf.
That is correct. All right, your third category. Now we're up 11 to 10. Brian maintaining the 1-point lead. All right. Category is Studio Ghibli. How many points would you like to bet on the new category of Studio Ghibli?
I'd laugh if someone said, "Fuck you, Koho." Oh wait, that's just what I would write.
That would be.
I co-signed that.
All right. All right, Adonis. How many points are you betting?
A big 0, because I don't even know what Studio Ghibli is.
All right, Brian.
I know what it is, but you don't have to read the question because I'm also betting 0.
Yeah, there
Yay,
we
but
go.
we'll say ask it for posterity. What is the third Ghibli film directed by Hayao Miyazaki?
I know. Who cares? Now, what is it? For future reference.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brian, you got a guess?
I was just guessing one that My Neighbor Totoro.
That is actually correct. My Neighbor Totoro
God
is
damn it.
correct. All right.
See, if I knew I was just going to be guessing the title, I could have put some points on it.
All right, Tim. What is their fourth and penultimate question, which they can bet points in the category?
All right, your penultimate category you can bet points on is the Wizarding World,
Oh my god.
with wands, wizards, and a bunch of old people.
It's all right, Adonis.
All right, man. He's up by 1, right?
It is
Yeah.
still 11 to 10 after 3 questions.
It's time to live and die by the sword. Let's rock.
All right, Brian. How many points are you betting?
That's one of my weak spots. 0 for me.
2.
All right. Adonis going for 2. All right, Tim. What is
Take
their
the lead.
question in the Wizarding World?
Your question in the Wizarding World. What Harry Potter film has the tagline, "The only way is rebellion"?
You got one repeat left, Adonis.
No, or does he?
Yeah, he has one
It
repeat
is
left.
one left.
Okay,
It's one left.
all right. Caleb, I have the perfect mix.
Yes, right.
Wizards, Harry Potter meets Power Rangers.
They did that. It's called Mystic Force. 5,
But this one could be better, far better.
3. You're so wrong. 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
Order of the Phoenix.
And we'll go over to Adonis.
Order of the Phoenix.
That is indeed correct. Adonis
God
moved
damn it.
up.
I
Adonis
love
moved
that
up.
little
Whenever I bet 0, I get it right.
wizard now.
It is now 12 to 11. Adonis has the lead as we go into the final question, which is in the category of Pixar. How many points are you willing to bet on Pixar?
Both of these guys having a good round 3 for question-wise answering.
Brian has not missed a round 5 question yet.
Round 3.
Round 3. I am still in a completely different match than I played earlier. All right.
The problem is I bet 0 for the last 2 questions.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brian, how many points are you betting?
I'm going 1.
All right, Adonis, how many points are you betting?
0.
All right, so if Brian hits this, we are going to sudden death. If Brian misses, Adonis wins the game. And your question in Pixar: what is the name of Mike Wazowski's girlfriend in Monsters Inc?
Fun fact, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I would suggest people to go buy it because there's a Monsters Inc. level.
There is.
Yes.
Repeat.
All right, Brian's going to use his repeat your question in Pixar. What is the name of Mike Wazowski's girlfriend in Monsters Inc?
It all comes down to this, folks. Can't hold anything back now.
I'd use more repeats, but it's not going to come to me. Stella.
And your winner, Nasty Adonis Nazario. The answer was Celia. What a game, Tim. What are your thoughts on that one?
Very good game coming all the way down into round number 3. I think what bit Brian was he hit those ones that he bet 0 on, and I think he wished he could go back and bet more points on to maybe win this one. But Adonis had a great game, had a rocky round 1, but was able to come back with round 2 close enough, and round 3 is what sealed the deal for him. But great game from both of these guys. Unfortunately, there's only one winner in this.
Absolutely. You want to go ahead and take us into some post-match interviews, Tim?
Yes. All right, let's start with our winner, Nazario, and his manager, Nico. I'll put this question out there. Nazario, you have your first win in Fandom singles. How are you feeling after this big win?
I got mixed feelings. Like, I'm happy I won, but I play like shit. You know what I mean? Like, a match that I just had against some of the upper tier dudes, I get washed. And, it's hard to celebrate when I know I played like shit. But, it's a learning experience. What I am happy about is that I won the game with a Harry Potter question. And I hate those little bastards. And I sat down and I watched all 9 of those movies in 2 days with subtitles because I can't understand half the shit they're saying. And I tortured myself with it. So I'm glad I won. But, yo, man, thanks, Brian, for playing me. And, you got nothing to hold your head down. You did your thing, and I'm good, man. I'm good. I know I gotta go back to work, and I ain't gonna sit here and call anybody out. If anybody wants it, I'm like Candy, man. Just say my name and I'll pop up, bitch.
I mean, I will say the quote here: "A win is a win. Doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. You got the win, so it's a good start for you in Fandom." And does your manager have anything to add? Because I know he's had a rocky past so far with House Nightfury, but it's a new season, new house. How you feeling with your first win of the season here with your client, Nico?
2 more quotes. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. We had a rough start, but we pushed through. And thankfully, round 3 was kind to us. We were able to maneuver as strategically as we could, and we got the win. I had some rough luck to start off the year for us, but Adonis, he's making good waves for us now. Positivity begins here, and there's nowhere else to go but up. We're going to keep on winning. We know Zad's going to take that TV title from Jim in the future, and Adonis just said he'll face whoever you put him up against next, and he'll do so with respect and honor. He wants to do the house proud. He wants to do Multiplex proud, and he's so far done exactly that.
No, Nico has totally taken over, and I can't even be a bad guy if I wanted to.
Well, I will say, now that you have your first win, it does go up for you now. You're now 1-0, so we will see what the future holds for you. Adonis, congratulations on your win. Nico, congratulations on your first house win for the season. And gentlemen, I'm sure we'll see more of you in Fandom. And with that, folks, we go to our unfortunate loser here tonight, Brian. Brian, round 3, I would imagine you're kicking yourself for wanting to bet on those ones that you bet 0 on.
Well, yes and no. 'Cause, I mean, actually, for some reason, I just forgot that Fandom round 3 is a betting round. And so I wasn't even preparing myself for that. Because that's my first time in here, and I watched the matches, but I completely forgot about that. But I don't know that I would have done it differently, though, because Studio Ghibli and Harry Potter are 2 of my weak areas, and I just as easily could have gotten bit in the ass. I was just like, they were both lucky guesses, is what they were. So while it would have worked in my favor, I do not think I would have played it differently. But yeah, all props to Adonis. I mean, that was a great comeback. I mean, actually, even in the first round, he knew 2 more of the answers. He just didn't have the exact right name. So he definitely knows his stuff. And so I'm actually kind of happy with my performance. You know, I didn't do horribly. I didn't win, but did make a fool of myself. So, you know,
yeah,
another bit.
You did. You had a decent performance, especially with round 1. Round 2, you had a decent performance. And round 3, you hit them all except the last question. So, I mean, accuracy-wise, you had a very good performance.
Yeah, so, I mean, if another match comes up in Fandom, great. Otherwise, you know, I'm still planning on doing some damage over in Warzone.
Oh, yeah. And you write the questions, so please be merciful to those of us that have yet to premiere. But we will see you again. I know we'll have some matches lined up in Fandom, and I know we'll see you over in Warzone. So, Brian, unfortunately, couldn't win tonight, but we will definitely see more of you in the future.
Yeah, congrats, Adonis.
And with that, we'll throw it back up to the desk with Kaleb and myself. Kaleb.
Absolutely great game. You know, Adonis had a great comeback. Brian played an outstanding game. 60% accuracy in his debut. He played an identical game to brother Tim the Hulk Bracala, who lost to Chris Doman. Literally, down the tiebreaker between them is going to be their steal rate, which is the first time we've had to use that as a tiebreaker, like down to points, accuracy rate, all the way down. Brian played a great game, so this is definitely not the last time we've seen him. And this is definitely not the last time we've seen Adonis. Adonis is actually going to be facing Chris Doman pretty soon here as a battle of our 1-0s. So we'll definitely see them back. Great game all the way around. But from everyone here at Multiplex, that's been Fandom Fight. We unfortunately don't have a lot of time for promos and where you can plugs everything tonight. But you can find everything that we have here at Multiplex Entertainment. Brian does Warzone. Nico has Crisis on Earthplex, and around the league. Tim is everywhere. I am here at Fandom. Adonis is going to be right here with us all the way through. We'll see him again very soon. But from all of us here at Multiplex, this has been Fandom Fight. We'll see you all next week.